Okay. Being that most of my foundation is gone and I already was going to base my face with vitamin E oil, I'm just going to mix it with my foundation. You shouldn't do that. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to do it. We're going to see how it turns out. Hi guys, it's your girl Wildheart, and this week I did another get ready with me but forgot to even name any of the products I'm using. So sit back, enjoy, and let me know what you think of the story time. How's everybody doing? I hope we're not crying over fuck ass people, because I had to learn to fucking stop that shit. Alright, let's see. I know. Oh, I know you got something. I'm really like trying, yo. Actually, that's kind of enough. That's actually perfect. Thing is, I don't like to have too much coverage, especially when it's like 80 degrees outside. I hate that shit. I really like to do light to medium coverage just so it looks more natural. So we're gonna go ahead. Gotta hit the bay with you, put you on the gram, girl, you know that I fall with you. You can block your ex now, tell them that you love me, tell them that you love me. Okay. Alright, so boom. I was talking to this person, and it started back around like late November-ish, you know. And this person had just got out of a relationship. Sometime around like August. Okay, picking up the timeline. Cool. I really don't usually even do all this for a light summer look, but I guess I'm just gonna show you the basis of how I can like contour and shit. So I started talking to this person around late November, and we established that we didn't want to be intimate because shit was just coming on like way too strong. Like, it was strong. It was almost like we couldn't focus. And from that point, we just mainly tried to build like a friendship. So the whole time as we're out here trying to build a friendship, we're like, build friendships and shit, we're still doing, you see how I said this is gonna clean up everything under that eyebrow? So as we're trying to build friendships, we're still having sleepovers and shit. That was my fault. And it's not like we were having sex. It's not even like we were being sexual, but we were still intimate, if that made sense. And it's like when you reach a level of comfort and vulnerability and trust with somebody, you also expect a level of like respect and honesty, period. And I remember way earlier when we first started talking, he brought up this girl, right? And I was like, why don't you just pursue her? And he was like, nah, I'm just trying to keep it professional. My dumb ass believed it. Okay, of course. So then around like, I don't know, I want to say after Valentine's Day, but before March, like the last 2 weeks of February, he had a friend, and I will use that word very lightly. He had a friend come over, right? And his friend initially came over to see his roommate. And I remember the moment I met this friend, there was a crazy attraction, like crazy. And it was very hard for me to stay away from the friend. Now, from that point, I kept basically talking to the friend. And all I'm gonna say is, I'm not innocent in the situation either. I'm not. Not at all. And from meeting a friend, I formed like a really good friendship with him, and I'm still friends with him now. He even helped me move into my fucking place. This is like, he's really awesome, sweet, very, very sweet. And I remember feeling so guilty, but something was telling me after meeting that friend that me and the Taurus wouldn't last. And it's not even because I wanted the friend, it's because literally from the point of meeting that friend, I started to get visions of the Taurus's birthday coming around and there being like another girl there. And I remember being like, why am I trying to mentally sabotage something? You need to know the difference between mentally sabotaging yourself and your intuition. So ever since I had, met the friend, we hung out. And I remember telling the Taurus, like, hey, me and him went to this comedy show. We had this discussion. I think you should know. Because there was also a conversation that came up between me and the Taurus's friend that I felt like the Taurus should know. Just because, like, financially and his livelihood was a part of it. And he was like, all right, cool. Thank you for telling me. You're my G, all that, all that. And I was like, all right, cool, bet. So March rolls around and I tell the Taurus that I need some space just because, like, I need to figure things out for myself. I need to figure out where I'm going to live, all that. And he's like, all right, cool, bet. He takes me out for my birthday, late March. And I remember just thinking, like, something's not right. Something wasn't right. We went to, what movie did we go see? Oh, we went to go see Us. Yeah, we went to see Us, and his phone was going off the whole time. And I knew I had to be a whack-ass bitch on the line. And I emphasize that word because it's going to come in handy later. I knew I had to be a whack-ass bitch on the line. And I kind of was just like, you know what? There's no point in me questioning him about it because I've already got, like, a foot out the door. I did, absolutely. Because the moment I think that you're even moving funny, the moment I even suspect that you're not being honest with me, I'm gonna start being flawed as fuck with you. Oh well. So I remember just being like, okay, like, even on my, like, birthday, my designated, like, hangout time with him, he want to be shady and be texting other bitches and shit. Cool, all the way cool. So I just was, like, really dialed back from him. So I thought. So we decided, like, towards the end of April that we're gonna meet at, this is not going as well as I thought. We decided at the end of April that we're gonna meet and sit down at a cafe, right? And we're like, okay, we're gonna meet at a cafe, we're gonna talk this out or whatever. So we were set to meet, I think, like, that Wednesday. And I went out that Saturday before. And I went out with this friend of mine and guy friend. What? It was Easter. It was the Saturday before Easter. And I went out with that guy friend of mine. And I ended up drinking and telling him about how I had met this really cute girl at the bar. And he was like, oh, that's your girlfriend? And I was like, nah, but I do want to get to know her. And he goes, listen. He goes, we can call her whack ass bitch. Because, I mean, that's how I described her earlier. How else are you going to know her? So he goes, I met this really, really cool girl. She's really, really dope. And he says her name. And I'm just sitting here like, you dumbass. You don't remember that you told me about this same girl way back in, like, January when we first started talking. You're so fucking stupid. You can't even keep up with your own fucking lies. And that's when I was like, oh, this nigga's just a liar. He's just a liar. And I was just like really grossed out at that point. And something told me, go look at that girl's Instagram. And sure enough, I see his stupid ass playing piano up at her crib. And I was like, oh, okay. It was like 11 o'clock at night, right? So I told him, I said, enjoy your Easter Sunday. And he hits me back the next day, Monday, with a picture of him at the fucking lake. And he was like, yeah, I spent it with my family, just enjoying the lake. Now, you're a whole ass liar. I don't understand. I still am trying to like figure out why he couldn't just be honest. Why can't you just be honest? Like, if you even saw me even as a true friend, why couldn't you just be honest with me? And you know what's really funny? That same guy friend of his has been able to have a level of honesty with me that I can't even begin to thank him for. He's really honest, like really honest, very open about talking about, you know, he's a fucking liar. He's a fucking liar. But one thing I do understand about people that do flaw ass shit, karma always comes back around. If you don't know how to take accountability and admit when you're wrong and apologize when it's needed, it always kind of makes me happy, because it's like, see, you apologizing and you taking accountability would have been the easy way out. But because you choose to be an ain't shit person, let's call it what it is, because you choose to be an ain't shit person, you have now put yourself in the position where karmically shit's gonna backfire. Shit's going to backfire. It has to. Everything has to be balanced and restored. And for that, I've had to take the last like few weeks just aside from everything and really, I feel like a lot of times Pisces see things in such like rose-colored lenses that it's not until we take the glasses off that we really see somebody for who they are. And I think the reason why for so long the whole situation just really rubbed me the wrong way was just because, A, he's a culture vulture. He is a culture vulture. I don't know if many of you know, but I also date outside my race. I love my black men. Absolutely. I absolutely do. But I also am very intrigued by other cultures as well. And if you got a good jawline and some big bushy eyebrows, weakness. So let me tell you about the Taurus. He literally likes to wear do-rags. He literally likes to wear do-rags. Not out in public, thank God, thank fucking God. But sometimes he wears do-rags at night, and I always just think, if a wave check ever goes down, bitch, you are dead sea. Why was that not a red flag that he was wearing do-rags? Why? I should have seen it as a red flag. Not only that, but he's a little producer or whatever. And, or a sound engineer, because he also makes like tracks in hopes for music or video games or whatever. And I remember when we first started talking, whatever kind of music I liked, that's the project. I need to blend that a little bit. That's like kind of what his next set of music would sound like. It was always an imitation of something, never an original of something. And again, me having rose-colored glasses, I would always just hype and jock his shit. When I gotta stop doing that. I gotta tell people when they whack from the jump and be like, nah, this shit is trash. And it's hella copied. And I remember when I tried to put him on to like some old school real shit, like real shit, he was not with it. And I don't know why I didn't take that as a red flag, but I should have. Because I feel like if you want to do anything within Black music, including blues, rock and roll, hip hop, jazz, anything like that, you have to know the originals. You have to know and respect and understand how it started. There's no way that you can come into hip hop without understanding like who KRS-One is and who fucking Slick Rick is. Like, if you don't know who fucking Ricky with the eye patch is, bitch, you don't know hip hop, and you need to fucking take yourself out the game. That's just what it is. Because you end up, like Prince says, sampling something that has already been sampled. You're just biting off something that has already been bitten off. Like, there's not gonna be any originality to your content. So it's made me really think about myself as a Black woman and really understand that there was no way that this would have cosmically worked out in the long run. He doesn't know the true definition of a Black woman. And I need to be with somebody that, even if they are outside of my race, who respects its true art forms, who doesn't wear fucking do-rags when they know they could never, ever have waves, baby. Could never have waves. But as someone recently told me, if that person leaves you for a whack-ass person, that's exactly what they deserve. And you need to be thanking God or whoever you fucking believe that you're not going to be paired with somebody who's whack as fuck. Like, when it comes down to it, I'm dope as fuck. Period. Venus and Aries energy all day. Dope as fuck. But what I do know is somebody has to match my fucking fly and match my mental. And there's no way. There's literally times where I've had to take him out and be like, all right, you can't be wearing this. You gotta wear this from now on. And you, like, you know what I mean? Like, he literally would come to me to step up his fly. And now he got somebody who look like they spend 30 seconds in a thrift store like it's a fucking challenge and be like, this is what I came out with. 30 seconds in a thrift store. Let me see, hold on. Sometimes you really think that certain people and situations are meant for you. And although it hurts sometimes to part ways with somebody, I'm realizing that it's not necessarily the person I'm gonna miss. It's the idea of who the person could have been and what could have been is what I'm missing. Because the more I step back and just disassociate and really look at the situation, he whack as fuck. And it's confused. I remember for my birthday too, we went to the Toby concert. And I remember just there being like a slew of just like Black people in his eyes just being so big and being like, I've just never been around this before. I've just never been around this many, you know. Well, you know, of course he DJs for little, you know, African parties or whatever, but he has never been around like Black American culture before. And I remember his eyes being so wide. And to think the possibility of him really having that experience again with someone who is Black, who comes from a white sorority, who surrounds themselves with white people. There's no chance that she's about to be in a room full of people swag surfing the way it's supposed to be. There's no way that that opportunity is gonna, and not even authentic as fuck. But also, it also has brought out this side of me where I've had to understand as well. Okay. I don't know. I'm terrible with eyeshadow. I'm gonna let y'all know right now. right now. I'm terrible with eyeshadow. You see, I'm not even why am I not using a brush? Someone who can't even dress themselves, of course, deserves somebody who's tacky as fuck. Why would I deserve that? I deserve somebody who actually knows my culture, who actually is open to learning my actual culture. And somebody who can tell the difference between a fraud-ass black woman and a real-ass black woman. That's just how that's gonna go. I don't deserve anything less. All right, guys, for this part, I just added a little bit of teal to the corners of my eyes. I'm going to line them a little bit just to make them a little more dramatic. All right, guys, I'm just gonna go back in and add a little mascara, add some lip gloss just to really set things off. Again, you can follow me on Instagram or Twitter at isthatwildheart. I'm looking to hear about some of your opinions on, who was wrong, who was right. And again, you can leave those comments on Instagram, Twitter, or even under this video. Again, like, share, subscribe. If you like the music in this video, his name is going to be called OYABUN, and the song is Do You Got Love For Me? Find him on Apple or Spotify.